Hello, what could guess predicts short of this you should and should not make. Alright guys, we got quite a few bets to go over today, so let's get right into it. First off, we have a matchup between Gamers 2 and Titan. Yes, this is going to be a very interesting matchup. I think that it will be interesting actually just because we have Scream, who used to play for Gamers 2 and he's switched over to Titan. Now, my thoughts on the game and my betting prediction for it, I think this is pretty much a 50-50 game, guys. I think either team could take this. Neither team has been performing exceptionally well, but at the same time neither team has really been playing too poorly either. I'd say they're both playing kind of average right now. And with that said, in terms of skill levels and overall talent and overall, I guess you could say, ability, in a best of one, this should be a 50-50. So with odds at 32% for Gamers 2, this is a no-brainer low bet on G2. Then we can scroll on down and we will see Fnatic versus EnVyUs. So EnVyUs and Fnatic are, in my opinion, still the two best teams in the world. Yeah, TSM has been dominating online play, but in terms of LANs, there are no other teams out there right now that have been as successful at LANs than Fnatic and EnVyUs. With that said, I'd say that Fnatic used to be the best team in the world, at least in terms of online and LANs. I'd say right now online they're not looking too hot, right? I'd say they're probably 3 or 4 in the world in terms of online, just because they've been really rebuilding the team and just kind of preparing for the major that's coming up in a few weeks. So with that said, I say the odds are about right here. I think Fnatic can win on any day. They can beat anybody on any day, right? But at the same time, they've been losing quite a bit recently, which makes me hesitant to recommend a bet on them. So I'm going to really leave it up to you guys on this one. I don't really see a clear winner, as it is a best of one. So it's really up to you. You can go overdog on EnVyUs or low on Fnatic, but I say the odds are right where they should be. Then we have Mouz Sports versus Virtus Pro. Now, I think that Mouz Sports has a great chance of winning this one. It's a best of one. Virtus Pro has been throwing a bit recently. Not intentional throwing, but in terms of getting upset recently, I should say. I don't like saying throwing because people think that, oh, they're throwing for skins. That rarely happens, guys. Especially with high-level teams like this. Last time it happened was iBuy Power. We all know what happened with that. But Mouz Sports could definitely win this one. I'd say the skill gap between these two teams isn't incredibly large, and being a best of one in an online match where we know Virtus Pro tends to get upset quite often, a low bet on Virtus Pro would be a good, a low bet on Mouz Sports would be a good idea. Then we have TSM versus Virtus Pro. So, alright, I really want to recommend a low bet on Virtus Pro. I really do. But I just can't, because TSM is playing so freaking well. When was the last time they lost? I haven't seen them lose in, I don't know how long. They must have won like 30 or so in a row by now. It's pretty crazy, but I can't bring myself to recommend an underdog bet on TSM, even though Virtus Pro could definitely do it in a best of one. But yeah, I just can't recommend a low bet. If you really want to, you got some skins to spare, go ahead and do it, but at your own risk, man. Then we have a match between Flipside and Dignitas. The odds have not settled for this one yet, but this is definitely a match that will go to Flipside. Dignitas, for those of you who don't know, Schneider, who's probably one of their best players, Schneider and AZ, I would say, are their two best players. Schneider left, I think yesterday. I think it was yesterday he announced that he was leaving Dignitas. So they're gonna have a sub. They're not gonna be on top of their game. They're not gonna have much practice together. And Flipside has been looking really good. And in a best of 3, I just don't think that Dignitas will be able to win it. So I definitely think going overdog on Flipside makes a lot of sense. Then finally we have Gamers 2 versus Nip. I think Gamers 2 could definitely win this one. Nip is looking good, but Gamers 2 is also looking very good. And in a best of one, always go underdog. I would rarely go overdog in a best of one, and this is not a case where you should go overdog. Definitely go low on G2 because it's a great bet. Anyways, guys, that is it for today. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment down below, let me know what you think of my picks, and who you think will win these games. Subscribe for more daily predictions. I will see you guys later.